It's Ripley. I call her that because she Ripley. Believe it or not, like Ripley. What's up, guys? I just watched Ripley as per the request of Hermit Snook on Patreon for my final $5 rant request of the month of June. I watched episode 1, part 1 of this series, and let's just get right into it. This is a very visually striking series. I hear it's a remake. I've never seen the original, so maybe my opinions on it are going to be somewhat blasphemous because, I don't have anything to compare it to. You know how people are about their remakes versus their originals. People can be, very, very defensive of the original work, but it is shot in black and white, which is an interesting choice for a modern series. It makes sense because it takes place in the 60s, so, it definitely fits and serves the overall aesthetic, but the option to go monochromatic has always been interesting to me. I remember getting into arguments with my friends because he would talk about how, of course, being in black and white is strictly a disadvantage. We were talking about the movie The Lighthouse, and I said I actually I like it when things are modern things are in black and white because I think it adds to a really cool aesthetic. And he thought I was being ridiculous. But I think, I don't know, we'd probably come to a little bit more of a common ground these days. But it's definitely very interesting. I like the approach. I like the commitment to having a striking aesthetic appearance. Now, I know this is not the first show to be black and white, of course, but there's also a very heavy emphasis on the cinematography. It is a show that lacks a ton of dialogue. It's not overly dialogue heavy or anything like that, but maybe that's just because this is episode 1, part 1. But there's a lot of establishing shots of his room, of the city he's in, of the transportation, of all the places he walks. It really kind of gives you a minute to sit and feel out the atmosphere, feel out the emotions of the scene. But I don't even know if emotions is the right word. It just kind of sets the stage. It sets a very somewhat ominous, mysterious, curious even atmosphere that gets you, gets the brain wheels spinning, thinking about, hey, where's this series going? What's it going to be about? So it is about a guy who seems to go by a number of identities. And essentially, long story short, to keep the plot recap out of it, he is going to Rome to basically convince this guy's son to go back to America and stop messing around and being a playboy extraordinaire in Rome, living that anime YouTuber lifestyle over there. So, pretty much, it's interesting because it starts with one of those 3 weeks earlier or however many months earlier type of deals where it shows him dragging some sort of body down the stairs, presumably a dead body down the stairs, down this incredibly ornate Italian staircase. So we know that it's gonna basically get crazy, but Ripley has already showed to be a very cunning and scheming protagonist. He's sort of always on the run, he's a hard man to find. People don't know his real identity or many things about him, but it sort of makes sense because as a few people started to he noticed some people watching him, he noticed some people delivering stuff to his apartment. It's sort of perfect timing for him to go to Rome and sort of get out, and before people are too hot on his trail. He probably moves around a fair bit, I would think. I'm not really totally what to think. I just said totally way too many times. Sorry guys, this is the latest rant of the night by far. I'm not too sure of what to think about Ripley as a character thus far, outside of the fact that he's a little bit mysterious, at times snarky, and clearly has some sort of profound anxiety regarding his life on the run, as indicated by a dream sequence that he had, just a few minutes in, of he was showering and then everything started bubbling up underneath him and he started drowning in dirty shower water. Well, I don't know what to think yet. It has been a very slow burn. It's acclimating you to the aesthetic. It's acclimating you to the storytelling style. And I think that's a pretty admirable approach for a first episode. It had me engaged. Granted, I am a borderline zombie right now. It's about 3 a.m., and so I can't say I have the most insightful things to say about the show. But I liked it overall. I thought it was a cool aesthetic effort. I liked a lot of the shots. I liked how often it changed shots. I thought it was dynamic. I liked how the just general, I wouldn't say squalor, but the disorder and the scattered decorations, just all the little details about his room. And the sink and then the typewriter on the table with all the crap on it. I love using characters' rooms to characterize them, and I thought that was a really nice touch in this first episode. But other than that, I don't really have too much to say. I mean, the main actor has really sold me on the mysterious persona. He seems to be doing a banger job, and the show's shot really well, but I don't really have much to say on the narrative thus far, as it's still just kind of establishing itself. And at least on the website I watched this on, the first episode was only 25 minutes, so it's an episode 1 part 1. I don't know if that's what it is on Netflix too, but not too much has happened yet. But I'm definitely enjoying it. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about Ripley.